you look back on what happened yesterday, and it was Cincinnati and Kansas City, because we got to see something that doesn't normally happen, and that is Joe Burrow with the ball is as dangerous as any quarterback right now in the game. With the game on the line, Joe Burrow living up to his nickname, with apologies to Joe Montana, of Joe Cool. 27-24, 3 consecutive wins against the Chiefs by that score, by Joe Burrow and the Bengals. When the Bengals started out this year, they went all in on their offensive line. And rightfully so, they were trying to protect Joe Burrow, who's already had 1 knee surgery. And I thought, wow, what a great way to spend the offseason, going out and getting a couple of new starters on the offensive line. Well, it's taken a while for that offensive line to gel, but what they did yesterday, and in the back of your mind, you're thinking, that's still a dangerous team. They got a good defense. You got Joe Burrow. You got Jamar Chase. They have weapons. T. Higgins is good. They have some experience here, obviously, going to the Super Bowl last year. And if you're Kansas City, there's certain teams where you go, we're not worried about them, or not worried about them. Cincinnati is a team that will certainly be in the back of your mind, or maybe in the front of your mind when you think about this. But that was an impressive win yesterday. Packers stay alive with a win against the Bears. Eagles and Cowboys roll, and then you start to look at that Cowboys offense. I know that OBJ is going to make his decision probably on Wednesday who he's going to join. And I've heard both Giants or the Cowboys. Now, if you're the Cowboys, do you need him? Be a nice luxury. But you also want to keep him from the Giants as well, because that's the other team. I know Buffalo is in there, but it feels like it's a 2-horse race there for OBJ. But what you saw with the Cowboys last night, what you didn't see from the Colts last night, that was sad. A sad performance by the Colts. But the thing that would probably keep me awake if I'm an NFC team is the Cowboys' defense. The offense, I expect them to be great. It's the defense that's ranked 3rd right now. And I look at the Niners without Garoppolo. Tampa Bay is down. Green Bay is just about out. You got Dallas. You got the Eagles. But as far as who do you have to worry about, I mean, the NFC is wide open, especially with Garoppolo being injured. Back to the Bengals against the Chiefs. Here's Joe Burrow on the victory.
You know, our team knows what it takes to win those kind of games. It's December now. This is when we start to turn it up. We just find ways to win these games. That's all there is to say about it. You know, we're going to get back to practice, keep getting better, correct the mistakes that we made, and move on.
I think they love the fact they went to the Super Bowl, barely lost in the Super Bowl, and then everybody pretty much forgot about them, certainly with the first 6 weeks of the season. But they probably are saying, great, that's fine. You know, underestimate us. We'll go wherever we need to go, face whoever we need to face. And it certainly didn't seem like they were worried about, you know, Patrick Mahomes, and that's saying an awful lot. As far as the 49ers, sorry, Todd.
We almost snuck that in there.
Almost said something about the Broncos.
There's really nothing to say.
How about we hear from Russell Wilson?
Why not?
The Broncos lose yet again.
We got to find ways to, score touchdowns. This game's about touchdowns and finding a way to win. At the end of the day, no matter what the score is, whether if it's 45-44 or 10-9 or whatever it could be, we got to win them.
Paulie, what week is that from with Russell Wilson?
Yeah, we couldn't find any sound, so we grabbed a Week 7 clip from him.
Oh, okay. It could be last week, the week before that, the week before that.
Just got to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, you do.
Can't just kick field.
Yeah. Broncos have played 10 games this season in which they've scored 1 touchdown or less, the most such games in a season in franchise history.
Ow! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! This is the stat of the day!
This program brought to you by the great folks at Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards. We could talk about how with Discover, redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. And that's amazing. Learn more. Discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply. If you're Kyle Shanahan, what do you do today? Can you do anything today? Do you go out and try to bring in another quarterback? I think they're bringing in Josh Johnson, who's a journeyman, just so you have another quarterback on the roster. But you've already lost Jimmy G, you lose Trey Lance, and now you have Brock Purdy, who was the last player taken in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. But he looked good yesterday to come in that situation. Granted, you're at home, but you're playing a quality opponent, and you do have a lot of weapons there. That's where you say to him, look, you don't have to act like you're at Iowa State. You don't have to try to win games. Just don't lose games. And if you manage those games, the defense will keep you in it. But I don't know if the 49ers do anything. What can they do? But that's a great roster that they have.